I know that yesterday was the first video that I made in a while, so I decided that maybe I should release videos at a kind of faster pace since there was a big gap between the first and the second video that I'd made. So I thought that I would be pretty quick making my next video. So today I wanted to talk about the recent announcement by Target that it was going to be ending their operations in Canada. And I thought that this was a very interesting announcement. I wasn't particularly surprised after I'd heard about all the issues that they were having as far as expanding into the Canadian market. I'm not sure the exact number, but I thought that it was 124 stores that they had opened within the last however many years or months that they had decided to pursue that expansion. And it's my understanding that they did it very aggressively. So they opened up the stores very quickly, and part of that was a result of the properties that they were planning on moving into. I guess the landlords wanted them to move in. They didn't want to have empty buildings for too long, for more than a year, so they had to quickly renovate the buildings in order to move in there and have them operational in order to meet the demands of the landlords that they were purchasing the land or the properties from. So I was reading a article. It was on the website Gawker.com, and the person who wrote the article about the problems of Target wasn't mentioned, so I can't give credit to the specific author. But it said that it was a management level employee of Target, um, so somebody that has some credibility discussing the issue. And so one of the things that they talked about was how the rollout was so rapid and so fast that that may have contributed to the supply chain issues with the company, and that seems to be the probably the biggest single issue. If you could pin one, if you could point your finger to one specific issue that was the reason why Target did not succeed in their expansion in Canada, it seems to be that the supply chain management issues were pretty dramatic, and that they had a lot of empty shelves, and customers would walk in there, and there would just be so many things missing that it just wasn't even worth shopping. This particular former employee had mentioned that people had wanted to work there, or not work there, but well, they wanted to work there too, but people had wanted to shop there, but they just couldn't do it because it was the stores were empty, and basic items like bread and milk, they were just constantly gone. So it really made it not worth the time to go to Target, because why would you want to shop at a place that they couldn't have the staple products and the core foods like that. So I thought that was definitely a pretty compelling reason for them to attribute to their failure. So that makes me think about how that relates to other companies, because I understand that a couple of months ago Burger King had announced that they were going to be purchasing the donut chain Tim Hortons in order to expand into Canada, and then to move their headquarters there, I guess, to reduce their tax burden. So that makes me wonder if Burger King is going to face any of the same issues that Target did with their, purchase of Tim Hortons. I understand that they are different businesses. Um, the business model and the kind of the type of customers that they attract are not the same. So that's a factor, but it will be interesting to see how that plays out. And it was also surprising to me too about how Target couldn't succeed there, because I understand that some other American retailers have been at least reasonably successful, such as in Canada, such as Costco and Walmart. So um, sounds like they didn't do enough research whenever they were planning their expansion into the country before. So for whatever reason. Yeah, there was a couple other issues too in this one management level employee, as they described him as. They talked about how there were subject experts from the U.S. stores, and they would go to be move into the stores in Canada to kind of be experts to advise them on how to do things, and they really had no clue how the Canadian market worked, and they didn't really have any knowledge about the local culture and the local shopper and what kind of experiences they're looking for. So they were basically trying to just do an import of exactly what they were doing in the U.S. into Canada, and so that seems like it was very short-sighted. Um, so I don't know, what this, I guess, close or not the close, this wind down of their operations in Canada will mean for them long term. I presume that they're not going to consider expanding into any foreign markets for a while, just because of how much of a failure this particular expansion was. I did read that they'd lost $211 million in a single quarter. So I think that that's definitely a huge red flag, and that would definitely make any top decision maker say, you know what, we're not going to do this. It's not worth the risk to try to move into a foreign market. We can focus on improving our shopping experience back home. So I thought that was really interesting. And yeah, the supply chain issues. So that was one that I had mentioned, and then the employees too. I had this particular manager talked about how they were ordered to cut back on the staff. I think it was right sizing was the term that they had used to describe it. And so what that meant was that they would lay off like up to 40% of employees at a single time, and so that would mean that there would hardly be enough employees working there, or I shouldn't say hardly enough. Maybe that's putting it nicely. There weren't enough employees working there at a single time, and so their business operations suffered as a result. So I don't really understand that. I don't know if maybe that's because the sales weren't as high as they were hoping they would be, so they just couldn't afford to pay more employees. But it would seem to me like instead of laying off employees as a result of poor sales, you could increase sales at not very much cost to you just by doing some cost-effective improvements to the supply chain system. And it sounds like they didn't have the supply chain set up well at all if they were opening up 124 or somewhere in that range stores in just a year, and they always had things empty. So that's very surprising to me. I don't. It's kind of hard to wrap my head around. I don't know about you, but how such a successful company in the U.S. can have such glaring issues like that moving into a foreign market. So definitely something to think about, and something that I'm sure that other American companies are thinking about if they might consider Canadian expansion. But yeah, I just thought that it's good to mention that I'm going to be thinking about the experiences of Target's expansion into Canada as we watch the rollout of Burger King's acquisition of Tim Hortons, and I guess also to see if Walmart and Costco are successful long term in the Canadian market. I don't know how long they've been there. I know they've been there longer than Target, and I haven't heard any news about them, thinking about leaving the market. So I guess they're doing a lot better. So I'd like to see if anybody had any thoughts on as to why Walmart and Costco were so much more successful in Canada than Target was. So if anybody has any thoughts on that, or any tips or any kind of theories as to why that happened, then I'd love to hear them. But otherwise, sorry to everybody that is watching from Canada that can no longer shop at Target. I hope that something else will fulfill your shopping needs once Target closes down, which it sounds like they're going to be doing very soon. So, alright, so that's all for this video. So, I hope everybody has a great day, and I will be hopefully posting other videos soon.